We are now recording.
There we go. Last week, session number 7. Holy guacamole.
I'm totally up to date, by the way. Like, on top of everything. I know everything that's going on.
Totally.
Well, you're not supposed to.
What's your name again?
Yeah, that sounds like metagaming.
We are
After having defeated the pirates and the Aboleth followers underneath the House of Knowledge, the party went back. Actually, first you guys found some insane scrawlings from Lord Matler at Levast. You returned to the upper vault, had some slightly awkward conversations with Lore Master Coronalis, had a meeting with Lord Neverember the next day upon his request, where he told you that nobody from Waterdeep had replied to his messaging, and asked you all to go down there and emphasize to them so they can prepare their own defenses. In the meantime, Leah attended the mysterious meeting, which ended up being a meeting of the Harpers. They have a secret hollowed-out iceberg base they had lost contact with. The party teleported onto said berg, fought some cultists, a wizard, and some yetis. And upon questioning the wizard, her brain melted, and she died instantaneously. Also on said berg was Leah's father, who they had a nice little reunion. And you returned back to Neverwinter. Leah accepted the spot within the Harpers, giving the party access to their teleportation network, which you guys utilized to teleport to Waterdeep. At the end of the session, you saw a memorial being dedicated to the victims of a great storm caused by the Kraken Slarkathel. I'm going to pronounce that so wrong. And then you went to find the leaders of Waterdeep to deliver your message, and that is where we left off, and that date is accurate, by the way.
I added something to the DM's questions for the end of the campaign.
Yeah, don't forget that's there.
We did not level up last session, correct? We are level 6. Okay.
That is also correct. We'll enjoy the theme song for a moment. All right. Nope, don't restart that. Shh. Spotify, stop. Oh my god. Right. Where to, party?
Let's see, we're
going to Thay.
Oh, here, going to Thay. Of course, why wouldn't we be?
So we're at the docks now.
You guys are in the dock ward, that's correct.
And what time of day is it?
It is kind of mid-morning, so maybe 9-ish. You guys went early.
So I guess we need to go to the castle ward and tell the Lord of Waterdeep, hey, pirates.
You know,
All right.
Walk in there and say, hey, pirates.
Hey, pirates.
Hey guys, pirates. All right, figure it out and then leave.
Later.
Peace.
Did my part.
That's probably what we need to do, though, yeah?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You guys make your way through the megaopolis that is Waterdeep, past the various shops and houses and markets, toward the massive castle ward. Through a combination of wandering and asking for directions, you eventually end up at Castle Waterdeep.
Can I assume?
Very originally named.
Can I assume that in this walk we would pass by a shop that would be selling high quality paper and ink?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, I'll take 5 minutes. Pop in, buy my shit that I need for transcribing the spell, and then back out.
Sounds wunderbar.
Cool.
So you arrive on the outside of the originally named Castle Waterdeep. And moment. And a guard, greets you as you walk up. The very bored, what can I do for you type of greeting.
I assume we have some sort of official documentation from.
Yep, he
Yeah.
gave you a letter.
Yeah, so I would show them the letter, not like. Yeah, I would show it to them, but not like let them read it. And tell them that we have business for the town leadership.
Okay. Did you allow him to read it?
Well, I'm not gonna let him read the letter, but I can show him, that I can show him that who the letter's from.
He asks you, he says, can I pass along the nature of the business that you would like to discuss?
We have urgent business from the Lord's Alliance. Time is of the essence.
Okay, wait here.
Bitch.
I heard that.
Good.
Well, once he's out of earshot, I'm gonna turn to Raylan and say, "Did you think that if we told them the truth, that they wouldn't have let us in?"
You're the one that started lying. I just went with it. I figured you had your reasons.
I didn't lie.
We didn't tell them the truth either.
Well, we are carrying sensitive information. We don't want to give them the entire truth, right?
I don't know. You did fine.
Because we don't know who these guards are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always down to lie to some guards.
Truer words.
It is seeming built into your nature.
They make it too easy. I don't know.
I expected you to go blush. Stop.
Oh, you.
They didn't want to get lied to. They should get better at
They should be smart.
smarting my story.
A few minutes later, 3 guards come out, the one that was waiting there for you. And they seem to be moving actually with some urgency. And he says, follow these 2 gentlemen. They will show you to the meeting.
To the meeting. Ooh.
And they start, you go inside, they close the door behind you. You're inside Castle Waterdeep, the seat of the government of Waterdeep, which is the, what the hell are they called? The Masked Lords and the Open Lord. And they are kind of, they seem to be in a bit of a hurry. They're walking very quickly, almost like jogging. Like if any of you were halflings, you'd be like pumping your legs to keep up.
Stop your legs! Stop your legs!
And let me find.
Doing that dad breath. Dad just went up the stairs breath.
Yeah, right? And then eventually they open a door and step inside, and there's a number of guards in this room and a large conference table in the middle. And then in the middle of the room are 3 people. One is a kind of middle-aged human man with kind of a dark brown, slightly graying beard and weathered face. He only has one arm, where his left arm is. He has like a wooden prosthesis.
A magical wooden prosthesis that moves.
Does not appear that it has. Well, he can. It's from the elbow down.
Oh, okay.
So he has the upper part of his arm.
So is he like Inspector Kemp from Young Frankenstein?
I don't. No, I don't remember that character.
He's got he plays darts with Frankenstein, and the arm. Anytime he moves it, it's like.
No, not quite.
Okay. Do you remember now?
Yeah, there is a human woman, dark skin, dark hair. She's probably in her early 30s, if you were to guess, carrying a black staff with a hook, like kind of a hook-looking feature at the end. And the third woman is probably the most strikingly beautiful woman that any of you has ever seen. She almost radiates otherworldliness, with kind of eyes that seem like you like stare deep into them. Blonde hair and simple white mage's robes.
So with an 18 history check, do I know who any of these people are?
The guy, you would not know who he is. The woman in the white robes is the open lord of Waterdeep, and that is Lady Laurel Silverhand.
Okay.
And the other woman is the current Blackstaff of Waterdeep, Fajra Safar. Is her name?
We're not supposed to be here. These people are too cool for us.
Well, I remember in our Avernus campaign we met with the Blackstaff.
Yeah. Might have been a different Blackstaff, though.
Could have been. So I think Balazar would probably loosely know of them,
Probably.
but not super well.
It's the same world. It is the same Blackstaff. Never mind.
It is the same world. I think it would be the same Blackstaff. And as you as the door is opened and you guys come in, the guard says, "Lady Silverhand, your guests," and he shuts the door behind you. And he says, "Yes, we heard from Lord Neverember this morning that he would be sending representatives. Well, what news have you?"
There is being a pirate attack on Neverwinter, seeming to be undead pirates, as well as many other strange things afoot.
The man speaks up. He says, "Yeah, when we first received Neverember's message, he has a... We didn't believe him." And the blonde woman goes, No, he just has a flair for the dramatic sometimes, a little overly cautious. But if you did not hear, Baldur's Gate was attacked this morning as well, or last night as well.
Oh, dear.
So once we heard of the Baldur's Gate attack, we did respond to Lord Neverember, and he said that you would be joining us shortly, hopefully with some information.
Well, we have some information. I don't know if too much help we can be. And then I'll just tell them about the map with the black X's on.
Black
It's
dot.
Waterdeep. It's Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate, or Neverwinter, right? Or is it a red X? It's something.
Yeah,
It's
there's
a
basically
black
three
spot.
cities are circled. Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
Waterdeep, Neverwinter, and Baldur's Gate.
We'd probably tell them about the Kraken, what we saw with the Kraken, because that's potentially related, and how we think it could be being controlled by pirates. Balazar would tell them about the Aboleth as well, and that the pirates, the undead pirates, for some reason were fighting with the Aboleth. And it seemed like the pirates wouldn't have been down there if they didn't know that the Aboleth was there and they were deliberately going to kill it. Right? Because that is that a fair logic track to make, Brian?
Seems to make sense.
Like, did the undead pirates go straight there and down and nowhere else?
I mean, they did land. The vast majority of them went straight to the House of Knowledge, although you do know that some of them went onto the street and terrorized the populace. But you do know they pulled the ship up right to the House of Knowledge, because it's right next to the river, and they unloaded the vast majority of them directly into the House of Knowledge, and most of them went straight down to the lower vaults.
Right. So we don't know if they went to the lower vaults for something else, and encountered the aboleth and combat ensued, or if they went there to fight the aboleth specifically. And I think Balazar would also want to tell him about our encounters with the Illithid and how he believes that there could be a tenuous connection between the Illithid and the Aboleth because there seem to be some parallels in ability to dominate minds and such.
Would we tell them about the ghost, the ghost pirate guy that we encountered while we were on the island?
The wreck of the, what is it, the Golden Crown? Was that what the ship was called?
The undead mage guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it does kind of have a connection to the undead pirate, maybe a connection to the undead pirates.
Yeah, I think so.
It wasn't the first time that we found the undead and the mind controllers essentially in the same place.
Right, which is what was at Gunderloon, which we probably would regale them the whole story. I don't see any reason to withhold information to any of you.
No.
Nah.
Yeah.
After you guys kind of relay all this to them,
Tell our tale.
Lady Silverhand says, well, I feel like there's a lot of missing pieces, or a lot of moving pieces and a piece missing. Feels like we don't have all the pieces of the puzzle, as it were. Let me tell you the information that was shared with us about the attack on Baldur's Gate last night. Apparently, 3 ships entered the harbor, but they did not just sail into the harbor. They emerged into the harbor from underwater. A number of pirates, creatures, attacked the citizenry of Baldur's Gate, and in the midst of the chaos, a local wizard of some repute went missing.
That's terrible. I'm so sorry.
His name was Ramazith. So they believe he was taken.
Do I have any idea of who Ramazith is with the 21 history?
Quickly. It's easier to find it down here, actually. He is an older mage who lives in Baldur's Gate. He is kind of making his reputation as a marine biologist almost. He likes studying marine wildlife. And he also has a reputation as a little bit of a womanizer.
Is he thought to be dead or kidnapped?
The running theory is that he's been kidnapped, as no remains have been found, but we are not sure.
No idea what the motivation behind the attack was. These thugs didn't display any type of uniform insignia or anything recognizable?
No, and it's frankly a little alarming that these groups are willing to attack these large, powerful cities directly in the manner that they are.
Perhaps these undead pirates are attacking Neverwinter House of Knowledge, attempting to gain something from its lower archives. They perhaps are gathering resources for something.
Perhaps. Your guess is as good as mine, though. However, if your intelligence showed that they were attacking Neverwinter and Baldur's Gate and Waterdeep, only one of those has not been hit yet, so we must assume that it's coming. As I'm sure you're all aware, the Lord's Alliance's ships are spread pretty thin, attempting to deal with this ever-increasing pirate activity that has been terrorizing our shipping lanes. So our The ships we have nearby are minimal. And she turns to the man. She says, Sir Blackbrook, I'm going to recall our closest ships to get them back here as quickly as possible. However, it will be a number of time before they arrive. In the meantime, I want you to send some representatives down to Tharquilar. I know I'm going to pronounce that wrong. Tharquilar, to see if they would be willing to assist us in defending the dock areas. All of the previous attacks were around the docks. I see no reason why this one would be any different. In the meantime, seeing as how our information is so sparse and you all are so tied up in this web, as it were, if you're so inclined, I would like you to go in the city and find details, figure out what's going on.
Brian, remind me. I remember in last session, the purple rocks were mentioned regarding something, and I don't remember
That's
what.
where they were driving the berg to.
Okay, so we would have told them about that too.
Correct.
Okay.
Would we have?
Yeah, I don't think we would have. They don't want people to know about that.
Because that was a Harper
That's true.
thing.
Yeah,
That's a Harper thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Harper
Maybe you
thing.
wouldn't have.
Yeah, I wouldn't have mentioned that to you, but I guess they mentioned to all of us while we were there, but
Yeah, but Balazar would respect the privacy.
yeah.
Okay.
He says, and after she gives the gentleman his orders, he gets up and he leaves. Oh, how appropriate that there's footsteps in the ambiance now.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know.
There they go.
And she says, there's a number of places I would suggest getting started to gather your information. She says, Tamora's Blessing has a number of, let's just say the ne'er-do-wells of the city tend to congregate there. You should be able to find some information there. There is also a bronze dragon that lives in the harbor. If you're able to locate him, he tends to have good information as well.
Wait, there's a bronze dragon in the harbor?
Bronze dragon living in the harbor. He gives you his name that I don't have in front of me, but remind me, I'll get it for you.
I'm going to look at Balazar, see if he...
She says, if on the opposite end of the spectrum, you can go to the Dragon Scale. The owner there seems to have a beat on everything that's going on with the local adventurers. And if you're absolutely desperate, the Inn of the Dripping Dagger supposedly bestows prophecies upon those who enter. I wouldn't really place too much in that, but you never know. Hopefully we can figure out what's going on and maybe prepare for this attack, as it were. Do you have any questions for me? Is there anything I can do for you?
Is this city having a repository of knowledge that I am able to access?
She says, well, sure, we have a library here. It's not quite what the House of Knowledge or Candlekeep has to offer, but it's fairly well stocked.
I may wish to make use of it in the coming days.
Of course. I'll be sure to let the guards know that you'll be given access to the unrestricted areas.
I am thanking you.
Let me find the guy's name. Oh, there it is. Here's his. She stands up. She goes, Dragon Scale, Tamora's Blessing, maybe Zalafarn. If you find anything, let me know. In the meantime, I'll do my best to increase the guards along the dock, get our allies in the Undercity to come up as well, and we'll put extra guards along the towers and walls on the outside of the harbor. It was nice meeting you all, and she gets up and leaves.
Balazar will bow.
Ditto.
And the other woman stands up and leaves as well.
I assume we also take our leave? Or are
Sure.
ushered out?
They will show you out. I mean, if you guys want to sit in the empty conference room, nobody's going to stop you. But when you leave, they'll show you out.
I guess we can go.
Yeah.
Hmm. Going to meet this bronze dragon could be beneficial to our cause. They are pranksters and tricksters usually, but tend to be morally just.
Sure, I'll come along. I've always wanted to meet a dragon.
Well, it's
All right.
Rex's chopped liver.
Oh, forgot about Rex. He's like a spirit dragon or something, though.
He's fake.
Yeah, he's fake.
So you guys work your way back to the dock ward, and I'll have you all make investigation checks.
Investigation. I will guide myself. Oh, looking good. 27.
Hang on, it's coming. Investigation.
You guys spend a couple hours moving along the docks, asking some questions, looking around, and just as you're getting hungry and think it might be time to stop to get some food, Balazaris, something catches your eye along the edge of one of the docks of where one of these large cargo ships has just docked, and all of these sailors are coming off. There's this guy with kind of golden brown hair, and he's got this little table set up, and he's kind of calling the sailors over, and looks to be doing like sleight of hand games with them, and they're doing betting on them. All of these sailors are just getting taken for money as he does these various sleight of hand tricks and find the ball under the cup type games, and he kind of has these golden eyes that look not quite human, and then you're pretty sure it's him when you hear him introduce himself as Zalafarn to one of the sailors.
Balazar is not gonna say anything, but he's going to cast detect magic.
Okay.
And then he's gonna walk over and kind of wait in line, but watch while he's waiting in line.
There's not really a line so much as a crowd.
Okay. Well, he'll watch the guy that's currently playing, and then when he's done, he will move to sit down.
Yeah, he goes really fast, and basically it's just like con game after con game. He lets the sailors pick the game. He gives them a number of different options, but they're all just variations of this person just basically taking their silver from them.
Okay.
And then you get to the front. He goes, "Hey, you don't look like a sailor. Perhaps your luck will be better, friend. Which game for you?"
3-card Monty. Or whatever.
You do detect magic within 30 feet of you.
Sure, and I'm seeing an outline on him, right?
Yes, you are.
Okay. When he goes to start doing the game, I am going to focus my magic detecting intently as I watch his hands, trying to see if he's using magic chicanery to enhance his sleight of hand.
Okay. He does not appear to be using magical chicanery to do his sleight
I'm
of
keeping
hand.
an eye on non-magical sleight of hand.
I'm just trying to play the game.
Non-magical. Go ahead and
I rolled a 9, so I'm just looking for a tail. I'm not finding one.
not find anybody. Aaron, go ahead and roll an insight check.
I will guide myself. Ooh.
Second.
A 6.
Oh no, sorry, friend. And he takes your 2 silver from you.
2 silver, okay.
Ooh, Bally, let me try next. And I'm just gonna immediately walk up and instead of 2 silver, I'm gonna put down 2 gold.
He seems to be staring at you a little bit more intently, Max. He says, "Well, we seem to have moved up from the sailors, and the 2 gold is too rich for the sailors, so they all back up and let the adventurers play with this trickster." He says, "All right, which game for you?" And he's got like a cup and ball game. He's got like a string game. He's got the 3-card Monty. Mechanically, they're all the same, but he says, "No, let's do the strings then." And he has like 3 different length strings that he kind of moves around between his 3 hands. So go ahead and roll a insight check.
Well, I had the 22 from earlier.
Well, this guy's only got a plus 14.
Oh, sorry, friend. Sorry. Anyone else? Anyone else? 2 gold pieces, I understand. Too rich for some of you, as he swipes your gold pieces into a pouch in his belt real quick.
Can I go
Copper,
again?
silver, anything for... Of course.
I'll plop down 2 more gold pieces.
Roll an insight.
That's better.
I'd actually GM rolled it, but it's a 28. I'll snip it for you guys so you see it. Says, "Oh no, sorry, friend. Your luck's not with you today, yes? Only a couple more.
So I'm
has to make it out there for lunch, you understand?"
I'm the only one right now who realizes what he is, I think.
No, actually, I think Marcus rolled high enough too.
Oh, did Marcus roll high enough?
Yeah, I just had you do it because you rolled higher, so you noticed him first, basically.
Okay. I'm gonna go to shake his hand and say,
You are very good at these tricks.
Well, thank you, friend. Thank you.
I'll lean forward and kind of say softly,
I also know what you are.
in Draconic.
I says, "Oh, I make no secret of it," and he holds his hands up like, kind of like in like big, arms out big wide, and kind of lifts up his neck like he's sunning himself.
Well,
The
I
people
told him
of
that
the Dark Ward have all known of the great Zalafarn.
I want to insight check him. I want to see, like, they know of him, but do they know he's a dragon? Yeah.
Not sure. He doesn't seem to be very secretive about it.
May we, after you are done, speak with you in private on a matter that we might be using your aid in.
I am a little bit loud for private conversation, but sure.
I only have 1 volume.
That's
I'm gonna
Bronze
get
Dragon
up.
for you.
I couldn't be quieter if I wanted to.
Loud and proud.
When I get up and walk away, I'm gonna say in Draconic. I've never played with the dragon before. It was nice playing with you. Sorry, I couldn't take your gold.
It wasn't much of a contest. It's really not fair what I do, but, you know, the little things in life, you have to get enjoyment any way you can, you know?
Now you're making me feel bad, like I can't do anything against you.
Besides, a horde isn't going to accumulate itself, you understand?
I don't know.
That's true.
I don't know much about dragons, but I am fascinated. Do you know Tiamat?
Yes, of course. We had dinner last Thursday.
Oh, interesting.
I want to insight check that.
Bullshit.
He's very obviously
What's
lying.
she like?
Tiamat's the one with like 87 heads, right?
Tiamat is the chaotic
With 5
evil
heads.
in a Verna.
She's the evil queen of drag. She's the queen
He
of
says,
evil
well, that
dragons.
depends on which head you're talking to be honest.
Wow, fascinating.
To what do I owe the pleasure of the visit of such an illustrious group of adventurers?
Well, we're looking for a missing companion of ours, and
I'm shocked. Adventurers looking for a missing companion.
yes, well, it does come a bit with the territory, but everyone knows it. What's his name? I can't say his name. Zalazar? Is it with a Z?
Who?
The
This
dragon.
dragon.
Oh, the dragon's name is
Zalathar.
Zalafarn.
Zalathar. And what's the name of the wizard?
Ramethus. Hold on, I'll put him in there. It is Zelifarn. That's the dragon.
Okay.
And the wizard is Ramethus. Pretty sure. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. Ramethus.
Well, you see, our missing friend is a powerful wizard named Ramazeth, and no one seems to know where he is, so we thought that we might simply be asking ignorant ears and ignorant eyes. But the great Zalafran would surely know something about his whereabouts.
We'll get you everywhere. Unfortunately, if he's not here in the dock ward, I probably wasn't paying attention.
I am thinking he is from Baldur's Gate, not here. The more immediate concern, though, there is reason to believe there might be a attack on this city.
Somebody would attack Waterdeep seems far-fetched.
They have a kraken.
Truly.
Truly.
You think they would bring a kraken here in the harbor?
I think they would.
Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter have also both been attacked.
By krakens?
Undead pirates and...
Oh, that's not nearly as scary.
Undead pirates with a kraken.
Well, the kraken did come close to shore a few years ago. That was quite the kerfuffle.
If you fought a kraken, would you win?
No. That would not happen. I would not fight a kraken.
Why not?
At least not in the water, anyway. Would you fight a kraken in the water?
Yes.
If I had to survive, maybe.
I don't think your adventuring careers will last long, friends.
Probably not.
I'm sorry, I do not know of any Ramazeth. This whole time you guys have kind of been walking basically along the dock ward.
Have you heard or seen any indication, preparations for an attack on the city?
Well, now that you mentioned it, I did see something odd a few days ago. So I'm sure you're aware of the what's it called? Hold on. All these names, you know. I'm sure you're aware of Umberlee's Beacon, and he gestures across the harbor. It's over here. And you guys do all know what that is. It looks like
It's a lighthouse, isn't it?
No, it's actually it looks like a beam of like pinkish light that shoots straight up from the water. And that marks the place where if you want to make a dedication or a donation to Umberlee, you throw it in the water there. Like right over this like pink light that shoots out of the water right there.
Right.
He says, you know, we're used to seeing ships and sailors and whoever throw their gifts to Umberlee to her cache. Said, but I saw some rather unusual, that's why it's caught my attention, robed figures throw a large, heavy box into the cache a few days ago. I have no idea what that's about. It was highly unusual.
I want to describe what the cultist we saw on the iceberg, and ask him,
Are they looking like this, perhaps?
I mean, I didn't see them up close, but they most certainly could have been robed, cloaked fanatics. Sure. All you humanoids look alike sometimes.
Balazar's going to kind of squint at him with that one.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
I mean, you know, from a distance, when you've got cloaks and hoods on, you know?
He is
Same
right.
could
It's
be.
really hard to tell.
The same could be said of you when you were in this form.
Of course, that's why I take it. I'm far too magnificent to show myself in my normal form. I would never get anything done.
By any chance, have you ever heard of a ship called the Golden Crown?
Is it here in the dock?
No, it's
Then
long.
no, I
sunken.
most definitely have not.
Okay.
Seems to only know about dock-related questions.
Can I insight check this guy to see if I can get some kind of gauge on how old he might be?
I don't know how you would know that.
Hey, Zel.
Well, I mean,
how old are
manner
you?
of speaking, you can tell when you're talking to a boomer versus a millennial versus Gen Z.
Yeah, but those are people, and this is not.
Those are, yeah. I agree. I don't think there's any
Okay.
way that you would be able to gauge him that just off of talking to him in a kind of altered self form.
Actually,
Okay.
I'm just gonna ask him straight up how old he is, because I was gonna do that. Or anyways,
He says, "How old do you think I am?"
I don't know. How long is the average dragon's lifespan?
What is the average dragon's lifespan? Fucking long. I know that.
Hundreds of.
Fucking log.
I don't know if dragons die of age.
I don't think they really die of age. They just get bigger. They just get cooler the older they are.
So hundreds to thousands of years.
There you go.
I know
don't
that
know.
after they're 100, they're no longer a young dragon.
I don't know how to tell. Maybe 300, 400, maybe.
So a wormling is years 1 to 5, a young dragon is years 6 to 100, an adult is 100 to 800, and ancient is 800 plus.
He says, "Well, I'm older than you, but not nearly as old as Lady Silverhand."
How old is Lady Silverhand?
Well, that depends on who you ask. Do you not know the tale of Lady Silverhand? Here in Neverwinter. I think that would be a crime to not know her story.
Here in Waterdeep.
Waterdeep. Did I say Neverwinter? Damn it,
Oh,
we're here in Waterdeep.
I am from Dimanther. I do not know these things.
I am from I am from not there, but somewhere else, and I don't know much about this place.
Well, the Open Lord of Waterdeep, Lady Laurel Silverhand, was born, we don't know exactly when, rumors vary, but sometime between 750 and 800. She's the fifth of 7 daughters of the goddess Mistra.
Her mother's a goddess.
Indeed, doesn't she look like the daughter of a goddess? Such an enchanting creature.
And what year is it now?
This guy's a simp.
1497.
So 500 years. So he's at least an adult. Because he's saying he's not. Wait, he's not as old as her.
That's what he said.
So he's not ancient, but he could be an adult or a young adult, maybe.
He also could be lying.
Insight check.
Hey, fuck you, Brian. You're
You have no idea. You actually have no idea what, of the things that have come out of this thing's mouth, how much of any of it is true or false.
And I know that bronze dragons have a reputation for being tricksters and pranksters, and they would absolutely have a laugh goofing on some adventurers.
At this point, he turns down one of the streets and he starts making his way away from the water.
What is this way?
I'm hungry.
Mind if we eat with you? Don't really know the local cuisine here. Can you show us something good?
Well, it's a little bit out of my typical area of...
is time not of the essence in our journey? I mean, as pleasant of company as you are, Zillabar, Zilfazar, Ziltrim. We
Zolafran.
Yes, of course. Time is of the essence in our current venture, is it not?
Well, if you are buying, you may, of course, accompany me. The best food in Waterdeep is at a proprietorship called the Dragon Scale. It's not really places that I go. It's a little far from my home, but you know, you only live once.
Dragon Scale, and the guy who we had the meeting with's last name was Dragon Scale, was it not?
The guy you were meeting with?
The missing arm dude. Was his last name Dragon Scale?
No, his was
Oh, okay.
Blackbrook. But she said the lady Silverhand suggested the Silver Scale is one of the places you might be able to get information. She said the proprietor there seems to have a pulse on all of the adventuring going on in the city.
Well, if the place where he's saying to go is a place where we might also gain information, I think that makes a lot of sense. That we go there.
The Silver Scale or the Dragon Scale?
It is the Dragon Scale is the name of that.
Okay. And did she say Dragon Scale or Silver Scale?
She said Dragon Scale as well.
Okay.
And
I'm
so
sure
he
Raylan would be happy to buy.
Excellent. I haven't eaten there in a while. I don't think the owner likes me very much, but c'est la vie. And he starts walking through the streets, and he's kind of half talking to himself and half giving like a spiel that you get on a tour bus going through a city.
Is there like an actual reason we're going with this guy before we buy him food?
Yeah, there's the Dragon Scale is a place where we were told we might be able to get good information, which is where he's taking us.
I know, but do we want to go there with this guy? I don't trust him.
Raylan doesn't trust somebody.
Believe it or not.
Well, Balazar would actually be fairly trusting of this guy because he has intimate knowledge of dragons based on being a dragonborn and knowing that bronze dragons, generally speaking, are tricksy prankster type guys, but generally speaking, morally good.
Yeah, Raylan doesn't care.
So Balazar doesn't have an issue.
Morally good. He can't be trusted, clearly.
But are there any other questions that we have for him?
Yeah, I mean, we're not really getting anything out of him. Do we think we want? Is there
Well-
reason hanging out with him?
We're not going to get anything more than which is some culty dudes drop a box in the water.
Yeah, let's go check out the box.
We could do that.
I think we should go to the place to see if they have any information. Then we can go check out the box anytime.
I don't feel like... Would we even be allowed to go check out the box? Because if you throw it into the light, I'm sure they probably wouldn't let people go in and retrieve items from it.
I mean, if we go into the harbor at a different point with water breathing on and go underwater, how are they going to know?
No.
They might know because of magic.
Maybe.
We could ask Zelafern to get it for us in return for paying for lunch.
I don't think he would. I don't think he would go for that. He'd be like, "Nah, I don't need the money."
That's
I'm a
probably
dragon.
very true. I have no interest in that whatsoever.
So what we need to do is threaten him.
Right.
It's an excellent idea. So he leads you through the city,
He
out
would
of the dock
he would
ward.
probably think you were joking and be amused. He would probably, that's a good one. That's
Well,
funny.
He thinks I'm joking until I stab him.
That's adorable. You stab him
And-
the first time. That's adorable.
And then he fucking acid breaths you.
Cast darkness and run away.
That is
Dragons
your
have true
signature
sight.
move.
Ah, shit.
He leads you past the castle ward, past the north ward, and into the sea ward, which is the richest district in all of Waterdeep. It is where the powerful nobility will live, and a fair number of retired adventurers as well. And he leads you kind of into like the center of the sea ward to a building that has no signage on it. However, the double doors are framed by what looks like the upper jaw of an ancient dragon framing the door.
But a really big ancient dragon, like a fucking huge ancient dragon,
Like a really big red one.
Like a really big red one.
like a cloth one.
Like a cloth-sized one, yep.
Oh, Zelafern. Did you know this guy?
Cloth, everybody knows of cloth. Or I should say knew of cloth.
But
What
did you
happened
know
to
him personally?
God, no. What a wretched creature. And he kind
Was
of...
he friends with Tiamat too?
Probably! And he walked through the double doors, and you... Excuse me. Oh, hiccups. Oh,
Don't do that.
Hold on.
Don't do hiccups.
I know, right? You walk into the establishment, and it's like dark mahogany wood and fine silks and cloths of various deep purples and blues and greens and reds, and it has these like globes of everlight suspended from the ceiling in what look to be like alternating gold and platinum rods. The ceiling itself is very high from the floor. It's like what would normally be probably 2 stories, but there isn't a second floor, so it's this like large open air room. On one side there's a bar. On the other side there is a number of musicians playing. Tables all over, very spread out, and all of the clientele seems to be either one of 2 things. Either very, very rich people in very, very rich people clothing, nobles, or adventurers with very expensive gear on. And you guys stand out because you're a little bit of neither.
We're working on it, Brian.
Kind of a low blow, Brian.
I know. Well, you're wealthy now, but not quite decked out in all of the super high.
It's not
level
our fault. You dictate our income.
I know. Can I say you're only 6th level?
This is getting poor shamed by the CEO of the company you work for.
You are a poor.
When you walk in, one of the employees comes up and he says, hold on, let me scroll down to where I was. He says, Zallarfarn, it's been a few months since we've seen you here at the Dragon Scale. And he leads him over to a table and he says, your new friends? Kind of eyebrow raisedly. He says, yes, my new friends. They are that one, and that one over there, and that one too. Let's sit down, new friends. And you guys all sit down at a table.
He only mentioned 3 people. Which one did he not mention?
Let's find out. He did not mention, that would be, who's first on the list? Find out.
Probably me if we're going alphabetical.
Alphabetically, it would be you. He did not mention Balazar.
Balazar eye rolls a bit.
Get fucked.
And Balazar's his friend too.
No. Let's not speak for him.
Yeah, he won't mind.
Balazar's barely our friend.
Speak for yourself.
I was.
After just a short minute or so, somebody else comes over, and he says, "Are we all just taking the house meal tonight?"
What is the house meal?
Great question. Do you think I'd have that available?
A Marchand Duvin steak.
There you go.
Dragon steak, probably.
Bugbear casserole.
Bugbear pie, of course. Hold on. But today it's a slow roast duck in in a fruit sauce that's been enchanted by the magic of the Feywild, and of course the House Dragon Scale wine. Unless you want to upgrade, we do have a number of different vintages from all over the Sword Coast. If you want an upcharge, of course.
That will be fine for me.
We'll stick with the cheapest stuff because apparently I'm paying.
She says, "Excellent." And she walks back, and as you kind of watch her go, you see this like large painting behind the bar, and it's of this this kind of comically buff human man with this beautiful brown beard, and he's got his like massive longbow pulled back at like full draw, and he's aiming at the sky, and the sky is on fire with this massive red dragon flying in the distance. He's like aiming his bow at this dragon.
And he looks so cool and buff.
Comically so. He obviously whoever did the artist did it. He had him overdo it a lot.
It's like those things you see of like the former presidents where they're all like buffed out with like machine guns riding on dinosaurs.
Yeah,
and...
Exactly right.
Raylan is loving it. It's fascinating.
And after a few minutes, they bring you guys out they pour you each a wine, and they kind of do like assorted like small nibbles to start on, you know, like assorted fruits and nuts to kind of whet your appetite.
When they come, Balazar is going to mention to the waiter.
After we are finished eating, would it be possible for us to speak with the proprietor?
She says, of course. He always tries to make it to all the tables, especially with Zalafarn here. He loves Zalafarn.
I am thanking you.
I want to inside check that.
All right.
Does he love Zalafar? So,
The server says so.
okay.
And as they're kind of slowly bringing you, they kind of like just bring you a little bit of food out at a time, but you're always constantly eating. They do refresh your wine whenever you're so inclined to do so. And after a couple minutes, you notice a man starting to kind of work his way around the room. And he looks sort of like the guy in the picture, but he's a little bit fatter in the midsection. And his beard has just a little bit of salt and pepper coming into the beard. But he seems friendly enough. And everybody seems to know him as he makes his way around the room. And then he eventually makes his way over to your tables, and he says, Zalafarn, why don't you come into the Dragon Scale more often?
It's Giles.
Who?
Let's see, I thought it was going to be your other character, but...
Why?
Oh. Fabian is he's the
Yeah.
mayor over that other city.
I know.
And Elturel.
But I knew it was going to be one of your characters. I had a feeling.
You do notice this gentleman as he walks up does have a like a black leather, very thin leather neck, like string around his neck with a single white dragon scale on it as well. He says, well, you've priced me out, Giles. I just can't afford to come in here so much. And he goes, I am sure that is entirely lies. That's all lies. And who are your friends here? He goes, of course, this is... And he starts pointing to you guys one by one.
Balazar Kriv.
Is that you on the... That?
Well, yeah, I don't mean to be immodest, but yes, that was me just before I slew the great dragon Clouth. If you haven't heard the story, I would love... But it wasn't just me. I had a number
Please tell us the story.
I had so many brave companions with me. You have to go much closer to the picture to see them, but they are there.
They're all in the background just watching Slackjaw to see.
They're all clapping.
Yay, Giles!
I hear that a Warforged person did most of the work there.
What was his name? No, seriously, what was the
Nikolai.
name? Nikolai. Nikolai was fantastic. He's so brave, a warrior true. He will definitely return to us one day when we need him most. We could not have defeated Clouth without him. But we definitely could not have defeated him without the hardest, most difficult shot in the history of the realms. I had my bow pulled back. I squinted and I looked, and I launched that arrow as the frightened, wounded creature was trying to escape us. My arrow flew true and slayed him, and he fell from the sky. And now his jaw is the door to my tavern.
I spent 3 days trying to cut his damn head off because it's so goddamn big.
A fellow archer, I see.
Let's be honest, he didn't do that himself. He hired a guy.
Actually, no. Archery is really my secondary form of combat. I'm really more of a knifesman myself.
Ah, so lucky shot then. All right.
Sometimes better lucky than good.
Raylan just starts laying on the flattery and just asks him a million questions
Can't argue
about how
with that.
great and cool he is.
You notice he's got a glass of wine, and every time it's empty, one of the guys just comes over and brings him a new one. He pulls up to a table. He says, "So what do you guys? What in the world are the four of you doing, hanging out with this one?" And he nods over at Xylophone.
Is it a bad thing to be hanging out with Xylophone?
That depends on why you're hanging out with Xylophone. And the two of them will go,
Well, mostly we are hoping to get information. We are thinking the city might be attacked soon by pirates.
"Oh, attacked by pirates. That's a new one. Well, adventurers on the look for information. It brings me back. I'm certainly happy to help. What kind of information are you looking for?"
Strange goings-on. Unfamiliar faces that might be not the most friendly.
Interesting. Well, how do you know that the city is even going to be attacked?
Raylan tells him the whole story.
Interesting. Do you have the map? Can I see?
I'll pull out the map and show him.
Only if our meal's free. No.
He says, well, and as they're filling up your wine and bringing more food out, he goes, "The duck should be out in a few moments. It's absolutely fabulous." He goes, "Well, have you cracked the cipher yet? Do you know what those words say?"
If I recall, I have cracked the cipher, yes.
No, you actually cracked a different cipher. You guys haven't cracked the one on this map yet.
Well, I would have tried to do that. Can I retroactively try to do that?
No, because you haven't done it. You've had it for
Can I
7
try?
sessions.
Can I try to do it now?
No.
Just rips it back from him and just starts staring at it.
Damn it, why did I think of that?
Oh, we forgot about the cipher. How silly of us.
We
I'm
have
sure
not,
Balazar did a long time ago.
we have not cracked the cipher yet, but I will be trying soon.
Well, this is truly fortuitous. One moment. And he gets up and he walks over to this character sitting at the bar, and then the two of them come over and he says, "This is my new friend Salty. Salty just happens to have come across a cipher in his adventures." And Nicole, why don't you describe your character?
Okay. Sorry. Sorry, my neighbors are throwing a party and I'm really bad.
Is it the same neighbors as through the last party?
Yes. Call the front
And
desk
one before
once I'm
that, and one
done
before that.
introducing my character. Anyway, so Salty is a cat. He is wearing. Did I show like the picture of him? That's what he.
No, but you certainly could.
Cool. I don't know if I can show it to people.
Oh, I figured you were just going to post in the Discord.
I could also do that. So he's wearing kind of like leather armor with sort of a sea-style motif sitting on his shoulder. Is a parrot who seems to be very observant and looking around pretty closely. And he has a rapier on his side and is just seeming to calmly sit.
He has a parrot?
He does.
Why, hello there, Salty.
Oh, hi.
He turns to one of the employees and he goes, "Jeff, bring Salty's meal over here. He's going to be joining us here. We have some information we're gathering." It's like back in the day. I'm so excited.
Reliving old glory.
I'm back in the game, baby.
Says,
We could use a 20th level whatever you are.
says, "Salty came in here looking for information too, in addition to, of course, wanting to try the fantastic duck. And he was trying to figure out what the cipher went to. And then, shortly thereafter, though you came in here with a cipher that needed to be broken. It's almost like it was meant to be."
Like you said earlier, luck can be better than skill sometimes.
Absolutely. And they start delivering the duck as you guys are chatting.
Balazar will kind of bow towards Salty and say,
I am Balazar Cliff. It is good to be meeting you.
Thanks. Lots more people than I expected at dinner tonight.
Hey. My name's Maximilian, and I'm gonna actually take a piece of my food and start trying to feed it to your parrot.
Salty will just like tap his other shoulder, and the parrot will shift around away from you.
Oh,
I'll look a little sad and I'll stop.
Well, you're friendly.
Yeah.
Not really. Take the parrot away from me.
Sweets has a gentle stomach. I try not to give him too much.
Salty and sweet.
I try
love
not
it.
to give him too much things that aren't, bird food.
It is approaching cannibalism for a parrot to eat a duck anyway.
I wouldn't have fed him duck. I would have fed him some vegetables or
Too late,
something
Marcus.
else.
It's canon now. It was duck.
Salty. Let's see the cipher. Let's see if it works out.
So what do you need a cipher for?
Look, this map they found. Shows you said map, which you actually should have access to already.
Yeah. Salty is gonna look over the map. Where'd you guys get this map?
It's a long story.
Where'd
I
you
got
get your
time.
cipher?
First.
No.
Yes.
All right. Tell them the story.
Although Raylan can only give you part of the story because she wasn't actually there for when we found the map.
Yeah, actually, I don't think you were there when they found that. Did?
Oh shit. Tell them the story.
Balazar will tell the story. And then he will hold his hand out for the cipher.
I have the map, right? Like,
The map was
Giles.
kind of out because Giles was looking at it, so yeah.
Cool. I will pull out a dagger and then pull out the cipher and slam the dagger through the cipher next to the map.
Damn it, Salty, that's expensive mahogany!
I'll flip him a gold piece.
It is of no concern.
I will cast mending on the table and fix it.
I will take my gold piece back.
And Balazar is going to immediately start inspecting the cipher in the map and try to.
And shockingly, it translates.
Mm.
Sea King Gentrix of the Black Armada.
So these are. So we have Conch in Waterdeep. Is that Conch?
Mm-hmm.
Like the shell you can blow into and it makes noise.
Conch, yeah.
Oh, the person in Neverwinter. Does that name seem familiar? Gix.
I don't think we ever explicitly came up with it, but you guys probably would have stumbled across that name in the Insane Writings, and that was the name of the aboleth.
Okay. I see Ramazith, the mage I was taken from Baldur's Gate. I'm gonna ask Giles, do you know anyone named Conch? Wow, that was not my accent at all.
Says, no, I don't know any person named Conch. That would be kind of a weird name, though. I suppose not any weirder than Salty, but...
Zalafren, do you?
What's wrong with Salty?
Is there maybe a famous Conch around here or something? Or know what Conch may refer to?
Oh, you know what? This is crazy. Tatiana, come here. No, forget the bar. Come over here. This woman leaves a bunch of patrons, comes out from behind the bar, kind of rolling her eyes, and comes over and he says, Tatiana, do you remember that young man that was in here on the date with that woman a few days ago. She kind of says, "There's people in here with dates all the time, Giles." Says, "No, the one that was bragging about his magic seashell." She says, "Oh yes, that poor sap. What was his name? They're a merchant family. They moved here from Kalishman, I want to say. Oh, give me a minute. It'll come to me. More wine. What was his name? Well, that'll come back to me. But the son of the family, he brought this woman in here with a date, and he was bragging about his family's a magical seashell conch, and she didn't believe him, and he said he was going to show it to her. Villa, that was the name. Villa is the family name. Maybe they have a conch that might be worth stealing or checking into somehow.
I'm going to talk to Balazar and Draconic and say that the name below Baldur's Gate is the mage I was stolen, and the name in Neverwinter was in the scribblings of the mad guy. So I feel like conch is what the pirates might be after here.
It is seeming so.
Do you happen to know where the villa are?
They have a.
They have a villa somewhere.
They do. They actually have a villa here in the Sea Ward.
The Villa.
Actually, sorry, I apologize. Their family name is actually Zolper. It's the Zolper Villa.
Zolper. Okay.
Zolper.
Well, do you think should we report this back, or should we just go over there and take a look at it?
Well, their compound really isn't too far from here. Just a couple of blocks. It wouldn't take but a few minutes to walk if you wanted to.
I am thinking they are likely in danger.
Me too. Well, I guess we better go. Zelifar will be paying for a meal. Let's go.
Just, ha ha ha. Giles goes, "You guys really must not know him very well if you thought he was paying for his own meal." And the two of them together.
I know. I was just trying to get us all out of here so he'd be the last one left and have to pay for it. I'm sorry.
So they bring you the duck, which is spectacular. And then a nice dessert afterwards. The wine is very good. Really, it's an excellent meal. And the cost is 4 gold pieces per person. So there's the 4 of
Look at
you,
Raylan.
plus Zelpin. That's going to be 20 gold pieces from Raylan. And 4 gold pieces from Salt.
How did we decide I was paying for this again?
I don't know, they volunteered you.
As I said, you were.
They volunteered you.
That's fine, I'll pay for it.
We can all pay 5.
No, I'm fine.
All right.
I already did it. I'll remember this.
All right.
Well, you look like a rich girl. Or give off that air.
Thank you.
So by the time you guys have done all this, we'll say it's probably early evening. I think it's probably pretty good by the time you walked halfway across the city, went back down, found this guy, walked full way across the city, had a meal. And on your way out, you walk closer to the painting, and the rest of the party is there, and they are doing cool things. They're just really, really small in the background.
Does there happen to be a halfling monk in there? That's not Chi. She wasn't halfling.
Who? Halfling monk?
Well, no.
That was
that
dead
was-
before the cloth fight.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
dead before the cloud thing, so no, you wouldn't be there.
I don't even remember. Did Giles and my monk know each other? Or did I die before Giles?
No, because that was
knew
like
each other.
16th level. Giles came in at like 10th or 11th. So
That's
yeah.
true.
So they didn't.
Giles came in, it was like 12th or 13th.
Giles came in before you guys went down to the Underdark and saved the experiment people.
Yep, that was actually his
Okay.
first mission with you guys. Was
Yeah.
That's where Force Cage plus Enemies Abound happened.
So Leodell, after everyone gets up from the table and starts to head out, would actually pull out a bag of coins and would hand it to the dragon and say, "I'm not much for games of chance, but this is for your hoard."
Oh.
It's a bag of 100 gold.
Thank you.
Whoa.
He's looking around like, am I on a hidden camera show or what the hell's going on?
That's how Raylan feels.
Well, I owe you a small favor, I suppose, if you ever need. Small one, though. Just have fun on your adventure.
No need, but
Oh,
thank you.
I will give you free advice. Do not fight the Kraken in the water.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for dinner. He walks away.
And you would also notice Leodell lingering a little while, staring at the painting before leaving.
It's a very good painting. Very detailed. You see Klauth flying away. He is very clearly already pretty grievously wounded.
Should ask where the others are right now.
Wondering if your dragon will ever get that big, Leodell.
I mean, I'm sure someday.
Hopefully it will not develop the reputation of Klauth.
I can't imagine. I like to think that that I can have some influence into making sure that it doesn't become such an evil tyrant.
So did Salty come with us?
Oh,
Yep, he's tagging along very quietly, observing you guys.
Balazar would have also made it a point to thank Salty for the cipher and shared the information that he discovered from it.
He
And
says, well, I'm going with you anyway because I have my own stuff to do. Maybe our paths will intertwine. Since Nicole is
she dealing with noisy neighbors, I guess.
Yep. She said she had to run downstairs at the front desk and then he's calling the police. Sorry, be right back.
Okay.
All right.
I wonder if, like, with repeated noise complaints, if there's like any kind of more severe punishment that they might have.
I'm sure
DC, probably not.
I mean, they can increase the fine and stuff, I'm sure, if they start finding them.
They're not gonna find them. It's so much paperwork to find them. And it's DC.
All right, well, you guys walk outside back into the center of the Sea Ward.
Sea Ward.
And where are we off to?
I think we're going to this old Pear estate, aren't we?
One of the things I would do also, while we're at dinner, is after the duck, while people are kind of conversing and stuff, I would quietly just start ritually casting Detect Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe doing like the hand gestures, like under the table or something.
I'm sure nobody in a restaurant that caters to retired adventurers will notice.
I'm trying to be discreet, but not overly concerned if people see me. And I want to, if I'm able to completely successful it, I want to give a thorough look over Salty to see if there's any magic stuff on them.
Salty has magic stuff.
I'm focusing. Like, is it like a magic sword, magic armor, magic...
A magic armor and a magic something you can't see.
Is the bird magical?
That's a good question. Yeah, the bird is magical.
Okay. I thought so.
All right, so it is actually very, very close. The Zolper estate is also right in the center of the Sea Ward. It's a very lavish estate, gated with very meticulously manicured grounds, fountain leading up, little guardhouse on the outside, and a guard slash butler slash greeter. And it's-
Balazar will put a hand on Raylan's shoulder and say,
It will likely be you that needs to talk us through this.
Oh, isn't it always?
No.
He kind of looks at you guys and says, well, can I help you?
Raylan looks at Balazar.
Balazar's gonna look at her like, do your thing.
No, Raylan's insulted. You do it. One moment, please.
Please hold. Do, 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 do. Are you lost? You kind of look like you don't belong in this neighborhood. The North Ward is that way. And he points to the east.
We have some information that
What's the name of the family?
Zolper.
we have some information that the Zulper family could potentially be in imminent danger.
Very concerned for their safety.
Well, I mean, rich families are always targeted. Can you be more specific?
We are led to believe that they have a magical artifact, a seashell, that
Oh,
Some
you're here
very-
about the conch.
some very dangerous
He
individuals
opens the
might be
gate. He
seeking.
goes, follow me this way, please. He closes
Okay.
the gate behind you, leads you into this huge house, kind of like a big entryway. And this older human comes in, and like he's, very high-end clothes, mostly loose robes. He says, "I am Pasha Rain. Are you here about the missing conch? I understand."
It is missing.
Oh, damn it.
He says,
Never-
"Yes,
Who took it?
my son Hasaid noticed that it was missing about a week ago. We haven't seen it. We put in multiple reports with the
Town guard or whatever.
with the Force Grey. Force Grey is like the official Waterdeep adventurers.
Okay.
Oh, they aren't gonna find it. It's with the
With-
pirates now.
With the Force Grey, but nobody has. Are you here to check into it? I can't believe this wasn't at the top of their list. I'm very upset.
Yes, well, we understood they weren't taking it seriously, so we sent ourselves to solve this for you.
Does a
He goes,
week
"Well."
match with the timeline of when he took his date to the place?
Timeline adds up. They said about a week ago. The Dragon said a few days
Okay.
ago. Giles said this guy had a date with some woman about a week ago.
Maybe is your son missing as well, or is he?
No,
Wait, so-
he is here.
Okay.
He goes, Hussein, come down. And a younger man, probably in his early 20s, and very similar expensive clothes with his pants tucked into his overpriced leather boots. He's got his hair done in the latest fashion of the kids these days. And he kind of stops a little bit when he sees you, and then he carries on, and he says, yes? He says, these were sent from the city to check on the conch. He says, oh, I just noticed it was missing.
Insight check.
I was going to do the same.
I will do the same. I will guide myself. 17.
Raylan and Max buy it. Balazar, you're pretty sure he's full of it.
not telling us the truth.
What do you mean? I wouldn't lie about a treasured family heirloom like that. It just disappeared.
What
Somebody
about the
must have
woman you gave
broken
it
into
to?
the house and stolen it.
What about that woman that you gave it to?
And the father's like, woman, what do you mean? We assumed it was stolen, but nobody could find any sign of entry into the house. Woman, what are they talking about? And the son is very, very profusely sweating.
We were over at the Dragon Scale, and we were told that he was talking about a magic conch to a woman that he was on a date with. That he was going to show it to her. That was about a week ago, right? About the time
Really?
that
It was right before it went missing, wasn't it? It's very strange.
Pasha, perhaps we are speaking to your son privately. He might feel more comfortable about opening up.
Oh, I think he's going to open up right here and now, and he's like staring daggers at his son, who's like kind of staring at the floor and like moving his feet around a little bit.
We'll open him right up.
I'm sorry, Father. She didn't believe me that we had such a wonderful item in our family's possession, so I took it. She said to show it to her. She was very impressed, and then it just went missing, and I haven't seen her since.
Well, she gave it to some pirates.
What? Why would I don't understand. And the father was, wait, he gave it to. Why are pirates involved? I don't understand what's going on. Why would pirates want our conch?
We don't know where they want it. What is it? But we know that they want it. What does it do?
Are these pirates dangerous?
Extremely. They'll be attacking the city any day now.
And you are in opposition to these pirates?
That's the idea. We're working on it, but
Get out! All of you, get out! I don't want anything to do with any of it. They can keep the conch. And he turns to his son. He says, your allowance is cut off!
what the
And he
fuck?
turns to the butler. He goes, get them out! I want no part of any of this. No pirates, no adventurers, no thank you. And they start
killed the
shooing you
butler.
out the front gate.
Before we leave, Balazar is going to say,
Tell us what the conch does, and we will trouble you no more.
You will trouble me no more anyway. Leave, leave, leave.
I guess we'll have to go to the Lord of Waterdeep.
The Lord's
Be my guest.
The Lord's
Can I-
Alliance is gonna hate finding out that you're in collusion with the pirates and providing them with magic artifacts.
Can I cast a spell?
Sure.
I'd like to cast Locate Object on the conch.
It is not within 1,000 feet of you.
Okay.
how long is that up for, Jay?
10 minutes.
Okay. I'm wondering if maybe that was what was in the box that went into the harbor.
Think of the same thing.
Hmm.
Did we get
You can just pick it up.
We didn't get an exact time on when that was thrown in.
He said a few days ago.
Okay.
Okay, well then I guess we leave.
To the box, then. Yeah, that seems like a time-sensitive venture.
All right.
Is Salty with us, by the way?
Yes, Salty is following you guys because as I took control of him until Nicole got back, Salty thinks that your investigation might help what he's looking for too. So Salty is here.
Cool.
Well,
Are you still calling us salty?
while we're on
Beats is going, be my guest, be my guest.
while we're on our way to the harbor, Balazar is going to ask Salty.
So, what is it that you are seeking?
Probably the same thing you're seeking. Answer.
Indulge me. And answers to what?
Let's both say it at the same time, out loud.
Question.
What is the question?
Well, that's also a great question.
A great question.
So,
Oh, I
was
think I know
sweet.
this. I think the answer's 22.
so do we know, like, where this place is that the box was thrown into compared
Yeah,
to where we are
it's
now?
well, it's going to be towards
Yeah,
the
right
harbor.
there. It's literally right there. There's a giant laser beacon that shoots into the sky where they dropped it.
Oh, okay. So it's pretty far away from where we are.
Yeah, on the other side of the
Yeah.
city.
Okay. Well, I guess then I can always recast Locate Object when we get there. See if the conch is there.
I think
Is
we
that
want
where
to
we wanna
dive down
go?
and find that box no matter what. So maybe what you do is you actually locate object on the box. Because even if the conch isn't there, we want to know what was in that box, I think.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna dive down either way, then we would just dive down and get the box and see what's in there.
Yeah, assuming we can find it. If we can't find it, then we can always try to locate object on it.
Yeah,
That way you only burn the spell slot if you have to.
if I need to.
For what it's worth, you guys would know this, whether or not you want to just go down there or not, but you know there is a very large temple to Umberlee in addition to the place where they throw their, what's the word I'm looking for? Donation? What's the word?
Tributes.
Offerings.
Tribute. Thank you. Offering. Yeah.
Tithes.
In addition to the place where they throw their offerings to the goddess Umberlee, there is also a very large temple to Umberlee here as well.
Well,
So
if,
wait, are
if
you
something was thrown into their tributes that that they, that could then be targeted by people that are by these ghost pirates, they might actually be interested in helping us retrieve it to keep their people safe.
On the other hand, they could also be like, whatever is given to Umberlee shall not be taken back. And I'm kind of in this instance of the mindset of it's better to ask permission than or forgiveness than permission.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with the.
But I mean, if we're caught, then
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, well, if we're caught, we can try that line of logic. It might work.
I also do believe, though, that it would be fair to give them fair warning that they may have something in their possession that could be the centerpiece of what's been being attacked in the other cities. So, at the very least, I feel like if they get attacked, that my conscience would be clear that they've at least been warned.
I think I agree, but we could warn them after we go see what's in that box.
Be faster to go down there
but
and
it's
check.
worth noting that goodwill is a resource. If we attempt to steal from them, they're much less likely to hear us out and believe our story and our intentions.
We could always do both.
Leave a note.
I'm of the belief we should be straightforward with them.
Why don't we go get the box and then we can ask them if it's okay if we go get the box. That way we can get the goodwill.
Well,
you said yes,
I'll
it's
go with
right
the
here.
Group, but, I mean,
But
these are holy people. I feel like being straightforward with them.
Yeah, but they're Umberlee people.
Yeah, they.
Umberlee's literally known as like the bitch goddess.
Bitch queen.
The bitch queen.
Damn it! I should have been a cleric.
Yeah,
Umberlee the bitch queen. That's her godly title. She's the worst.
Yes.
like, she's kind of like what's that god of destruction that Nikolai?
They don't worship her because she's nice. They worship her because they're afraid of her.
Remember, that was the actually the goddess of the memorial thing, where the one's like, and
Yeah.
that's why you don't not give tribute to Umberlee because she'll kill you all.
Yeah,
Enjoy your memorial.
Yeah, all their rituals are like, oh, well, here's your tribute, Umberlee. Hope you don't fucking kill my family. You suck.
Literal goals.
That's their prayer. They're like, well, hopefully Umberlee doesn't ruin our lives because she's a bitch. Thank you.
Are you trying to not sell this to me? I don't understand.
So are we going to the underwater beacon? Or are we going to...
I guess we take a vote. I think we go get the box
Queen's
first.
Fire.
I think we get the box and then we ask we ask for permission. And then if they say no, we already have the box. And if they say yes, then we have the box plus goodwill.
Oh, my vote's for us to be straightforward with them and ask permission and not get on the wrong side of a powerful religious organization.
That's true. Being on the wrong side of Umberlee in a nautical campaign could be bad.
Yeah, that'd be not great.
That's
She'd
fair.
bitch all of our ships.
Well, those are those are the two options. We got 3 other people that need to vote.
I guess the question is
if our
do-
ship ever sinks, we have to be like, we got sea bitched. I vote we get the box first.
So,
Yeah, but
were
we need to hear
these?
from the other three.
When we heard from Zalaf, was this box dumped in the sea at night, like clandestinely?
He didn't specify, but he did say they were like, secretive figures. So the description of how they did it seems like it was tried to be clandestine. Yes.
But to be honest, if the conch is not in the box, then do we really care about the box?
I think so, because that's odd, and it's related to what's going on.
Is it just because the dragon said that he saw people throwing a box into it? What other
Dragon
connection?
is weird,
What
probably weird.
other connection do we have to this box? To anything that's been going on? We have a connection to the conch, right?
Right. The conch might be there, but even so, I think it's a lead worth investigating.
All right.
We also won't know if the
'Cause
conch is in there
if-
until we get the box or not.
Unless I cast locate object when we're within 1,000 miles of the
Unless the
location,
box shield.
and then
1,000 feet.
then we would have a lead to go to them with and say, give our whole story and tell them that we believe the conch is here, and I would even have a general location.
Do we have that sort of time to do all that? Or
Well, we're gonna go there either way.
I think time. It's not a time issue because it's things that we're doing pretty much immediately. You're talking a difference of a few minutes between casting locate object, and then the Temple of Umberly is going to be right beside this thing, because this is where the offerings to Umberly happen. So it's going to be really close. So you're talking a few
Then
minutes.
if they say no?
tops. If they say no, I say we say fuck it and go do it anyway.
Well, I mean, if they say no, then I imagine the pirates will the ghost pirates will eventually be coming for it, and we can just wait around until that happens, and then they'll need our help.
Yeah, but then you run the risk of the ghost pirates getting it. Whereas you can potentially eliminate the threat of them even getting it.
There's the Queen's Spire, by the way.
What is the Queen's Spire?
That's the temple to Umberly.
Oh, okay. So it's a pretty
So
far,
it's not right next
pretty
to it.
far away. Yeah.
It's close-ish. It's not as far as hiking all the way across the city, but it's not right next door either.
Okay.
Probably
It is
couple-
actually outside the
probably an
harbor.
hour, a couple hours.
Yeah, probably a couple hours.
Well, anyway, those are our two options. So, what does everybody want to do?
I vote box.
I vote temple.
Rest of the party?
Oh, man, I'm torn. Because Jay made a very compelling point about not getting on the bad side of Umberly.
I hear she's a bitch.
Oh,
as long as time's not of the essence, I'll do the temple.
yeah. Yeah, let's do the temple.
Okay.
I've been outvoted. I'll pretend to be one of
Marcus?
their priests. It'll be fine.
Is that your vote too, Marcus?
You will not vote to be one of their priests. You're not. You're not
It worked
pretending.
last time. 100% success rate.
Yeah, it's a temple.
All right.
We're gonna be straightforward with this one. I know that's not your approach.
Are you
Raven.
going there same day? It'll be night. It'll be after dark by the time you reach there.
I mean, might as well.
All right.
Queen's Spire after dark?
Through the Queen's Spire, you go via land.
How else would we go?
I mean, you could get a boat and go, I suppose.
Salty will get a boat.
Sure, why not?
Well,
Sounds fun.
if we're gonna go to the cache, we need a boat anyway. So,
I mean, as long as there's no krakens in this harbor, then
right.
That you know of.
do I see any krakens in the harbor?
Once we get on the boat, I will begin to ritually cast water breathing on everyone.
Ah,
Excellent.
It's a 9. to
Salty
see
is
krakens.
able to finagle you a little, not
Dinghy?
quite a dinghy, but like about the smallest sailing ship you could think of. Not even a ship, more of like an oversized rowboat with a sail.
That thing that Jack Sparrow was on at the very beginning of the first Pirates movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
something like that.
sinking as he came into.
Right, but not quite
into the
thinking.
harbor,
It's good. And you sail to the Queen's Spire, which is it's a large. It looks like it's like made of coral. This pink tower that comes out of the sandbar.
Oh,
Oh, it's pretty.
pretty ugly.
Hey,
No, I like it.
I also like it.
that's the same thing I say about you.
That looks like the
Oh.
final evolution for Corsola.
I am wounded.
Coral is damaging.
I know that's a Pokemon reference. So
You do see
don't get it,
some.
Brian, sorry.
No, I don't. I absolutely don't get it. You do see some lights from the inside.
Well, I imagine we're going to approach.
Sure.
Are the doors open? Can we go in?
Yeah, you can absolutely go in.
Is this what we look like when we get to the dock?
I'm
in
not,
nice robes.
not quite. Not
Okay.
quite.
It's a shilling to dock your boat at the harbor.
What boats? About 3 shillings, so we forget the.
Forget the name.
That's what it is.
This is a random aside. What did you guys ever do with the eyeball shield?
I think we
still
have
got it.
Are
Just
you guys
wrapped
still
up.
carrying it around?
We've got it, and
Yeah.
I think we have covered the eye.
Yeah, we have the shield completely wrapped in something.
Right, someone have a bag of holding now. Let's put it in there.
I don't.
Oh shit.
I haven't
All
made
right.
one yet, and I got something else.
Well,
Have we gotten our items yet, by the way?
No, they will be arriving as soon as you sleep and wake up wherever it is you crashed. They will be there the next day.
Excellent. We still haven't slept this session.
That is correct.
Ugh.
Still same day. It's been a long day. You guys walk into the front door of the Queen's Spire. There's a couple of younger, like underling priests walking around in various dark-colored robes that are, you speculate, supposed to mirror the like the color of dark water in a storm, something like that. You can see the various emblems of the crashing waves along the inside, and artwork showing storms and violent, sea, weather at sea. And one of them says, if you've come to make an offering to the bitch queen, just place it here on the altar. And he kind of ignores you and goes about his business.
Actually, we are coming to request a favor.
Well, the bitch queen only does favors for those who give her offerings. Surely you must know this.
man, Nicole really would love this.
Is there a high priest or something here that we can talk to?
There is a high priest, of course, the Dread High Trident herself.
May we get an audience with her?
I don't think the Dread High Priestess, the Dread High Trident, would have any time for the likes of you, especially when you don't seem to understand how the Church of Umberley works.
I will step forward and hand her 25 gold and say, is this a good start?
He puts it in his pocket and says, surely if you're going to make a gift to the bitch queen, you must place your gift on the altar over there.
Did he just take my gold?
Yep.
Son of a bitch! All right, I'll go put 25 gold on and stare at him while I do it.
Umberley gives her thanks and will consider not drowning you on your next trip across the ocean. What can I do for you?
I think we'd like to speak to your high priestess now.
And who are you, and why should she talk to you?
That is an excellent question. Thank you so much for asking. My name is Salty Shores, and these are... I forgot. Who are you people?
These are my,
Balazar
well, this is complicated. Acquaintances, new companions, people I'm just walking around with. I'm not sure
No,
yet.
he legitimately forgot and does not remember who you people are.
Balazar Griff.
I'm the owner of that parrot on your shoulder. Trying to get it back.
You think this was a good idea, Jay? You think we should have come here and look how well this is going?
We are trying to prevent a Kraken attack on the city.
An alleged Kraken attack.
Why?
Balazar
just looks at Salty like, what are you talking about? You're not helping us by undermining our case.
We're inquiring in an investigation on behalf of the city.
Interesting. You certainly don't look like Force Grey or any of the officials of the city. What kind of investigation should I tell her you're looking into?
Yes, we're just nobodies, but we've coincidentally ended up in a position where we may be able to prevent a Kraken attack on the city, and the Lord's Alliance has been sponsoring that venture. Now, can we please talk to your High Dread Trident, whatever?
Are you familiar? Have you heard of the 2 attacks that have recently happened on the other large cities, Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter?
Let me go see if she's available. And he walks over to the altar and he pours out the gold that you put on there and he counts it. He goes, I'm sorry, but she's not available quite yet.
Would she be available for 10 more gold?
You should place it on the altar and see.
I will put 10 gold on the altar.
Love it.
So I will see if she's available. And he walks away, and one of the other acolytes comes over and like basically throws the gold into like this chest, and he walks into a back room.
God, I want to vampiric touch these people.
I am going to see if Sweets can maybe do a little bit of surreptitious investigation.
Or what is he looking for?
He wants to see where the gold is going.
Okay. Make a stealth check for him, I guess.
Okay, I'm gonna have to pull up, I'm guessing, parrot stats that I should have had prepared.
By the way, I imagine the name of this god isn't literally the Bitch Queen.
No, the name of the goddess is Umberly, but she is frequently referred to as Umberly, the Bitch Queen.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Yep.
That is 100% canon.
We're not joking about that. Okay.
Yeah, no, that is her canon title.
That is actually her canon title, 100%.
She is an evil god. She is cruel. You are trying to appease her so that she doesn't destroy you.
Remember in Game of Thrones when they're saying a prayer and they're like, we pray to the father, the mother, and the hound goes, and we pray to the stranger to not kill us in our sleep for no fucking good reason at all.
Yeah.
That's Umberly.
That's their whole religion.
That is Umberly.
There's no parrot.
Here, on the Forgotten Realms wiki, here's the first sentence. Umberly is the evil sea goddess in the Faerunian pantheon, most often worshipped by sailors, people traveling the sea. She is known as particularly malicious, petty, greedy, and vain deity who controlled the harshness of the sea while reveling in her own power and was not hesitant to drown people if she so pleased. Titles. First title, the Bitch Queen. Second title, Great Queen of the Sea, Queen of the Depths, the Wave Mother. But the very first title is the Bitch Queen, sometimes also referred to as the Sea Bitch.
Yeah, she is not nice.
I'm using the stats of the Raven.
Oh yeah, it's funny. I was going to get you a sheet, and I was thinking a Raven makes total sense. Yeah, go ahead and roll a stealth check.
Can.
Hold on, let me check something. That's close enough that I'm out of luck. One of the acolytes in the hallways sees your parrot and seems not very happy.
He's just gonna say, "Be my guest. Be my guest."
Is he going to carry forward, or is he going to go back?
I think he's gonna perch someplace and start preening, like he's just doing whatever, not really caring. but not like being super suspicious, just like a bird that's like living its best bird life.
Chewing on his feathers.
Yeah.
The acolyte that saw the bird comes out and he says, "If you would please get your pet, we don't permit any creatures that are not supposed to be there into the depths of the Queen Spire."
Sorry about that. Sweets has a mind of his own. He will call Sweets back.
And the acolyte goes away, and you guys are kind of standing in this large room with all these depictions of nautical destruction on the walls around you. And occasionally an acolyte will come in and do something or other. 10 minutes goes by. About 15 minutes later, this woman enters, dressed differently than any of the other priests you've seen. She has a trident. She is wearing these dark gray, like storm-colored robes with this kind of silver tint around the edge of them. Is a fairly striking woman.
Is this the one we saw on the docks?
It is. An
Okay.
air of authority to her. She says, I am the Dread High Trident. My time is valuable. What do you want?
Salty is going to say, first and foremost, that trident is amazing. I have been looking for one forever. Where did you get it?
My goddess is kind to me when I serve her well.
So is there like a store, or was it like gifted to you?
It was gifted to me for service. You could, of course, join the ranks of the clerics of Umberlee.
What is the time frame between starting as a cleric and getting a really cool trident? Like how long?
Long. Very, very long. Years, even.
I don't really have time for that. Sorry, so I think we were asking questions. It was really cool trident.
We have reason to believe there might be a Kraken attack on the city. And a magical artifact was stolen from a family here in town, a magical conch shell. And it was witnessed that individuals in a clandestine manner dumped a crate into the offering spot for Umberlee, and we think these might be related incidents.
We would like to seek your blessing to investigate the cache on the shore to see if that conch may be within that area.
He is looking at you. You get the feeling that she's sizing you guys up a little bit.
Are you familiar with the recent attacks on Neverwinter and Baldur's Gate?
Sizing us up in a manner that means she might turn aggressive, or just sizing us up?
You're not sure.
Does Salty notice?
Can I insight check that?
You definitely notice she's sizing you up.
Well, Salty's going to wink at her.
You're not sure.
Okay.
She says, "Of course I'm aware of the attacks. I am the..." Hold on. I am the Dread High Trident of the Queen Spire. I am aware of nearly all things that go on in the ocean here on the Sword Coast.
All things?
As far as a Kraken attack, if Slarkrithel chooses to attack Waterdeep, he is the aspect of Umberlee and has done so with her blessing. Why would I interfere?
That's what I figured.
And you're asking for my permission to go into my goddess's cache and steal some offering that somebody has made to her? I think not.
Well, it's not so much that we want to steal it, we just want to know if the conch is there, and if it is, to then let you know that somebody may be trying to come steal it. Particularly, we've seen these attacks and have a connection to think that the next attack may be to receive this conch or to recover it. If
Well, I
it's
don't
within
know
your
any-
cache, then we worry that an attack on your temple may be imminent.
I don't know anything about any conch, but I'm certainly not worried about pirates going into my goddess's hoard or cache and stealing some of her offerings. That seems ludicrous on the face of it, don't you think?
Considering what we have seen, no.
Hey, Brian.
Hmm.
Would Salty have known that Slarkakuthi?
Was the aspect of Umberly? Yes, she would have.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You would have known that.
No,
I'd
no,
I'm
like
wondering, does the name Sea King Gentrix mean anything to you?
Says only passingly.
How about
Wait.
the Black Armada?
Once again, only passingly.
I'm gonna turn to Salty and say, may we show her the map and the cipher so that she can see more clearly the connection.
I don't think it matters to her. I think she is not interested in saving the city.
I have no desire to see destruction upon the city. However, if my goddess has unleashed her aspect to assault the city, I am certainly not going to try to change her mind.
It may not be the Kraken. It may just be a bunch of pirates, undead pirates, coming after it.
What is the possibility that through magical means some other being is controlling this Kraken and not Umberly herself?
Drew, does Umberly give control of Krakens over to humans?
Would somebody
Or
else
other-
controlling a kraken be an assault into your goddess?
Are you suggesting that Slarkathel has fallen under the sway of something? You obviously do not know the creature well.
Is Slurkavel the only Kraken?
You know, I wasn't sure that's what was happening, but now I'm sure of it. Now that someone said it out loud.
There are other krakens, I'm sure.
We never did say that it was Slurkavel. We just said a Kraken. We don't know if it's the same one.
I believe that Slarkathel would be the only one with the power and gravitas to attack the Great Waterdeep. All of the other krakens are mere shadow of his power.
Whatever force we're fighting against, they were certainly brazen enough to attack the other two largest cities on the Sword Coast. So I imagine Waterdeep would not be immune to whatever their plans are. We don't ask to be able to take from your cache. We just ask for the permission to investigate to see if the conch is there. And I'll again turn to Salty and ask, is it okay if we show her the connection so she may more clearly see?
I'd prefer not to. It's been a pleasure.
Leodell
Really?
looks very disappointed and dejected.
She seems like she's not going to help us no matter what we show her.
Well,
I think it's really been like a great meeting. And I am going to leave. Have a great day.
Did we get the gold back?
This must be your first visit to a Temple of Umberly, but please come again.
I'd love a refund.
I'm sure you would.
Leodell
Be careful. The darkness can be dangerous. Have a safe trip home.
They don't call her the bitch priest for nothing.
Can
I want
that?
to insight check that. Was that a threat?
18.
She meant it as a threat, whether or not she was just trying to posture or actually threatening you, you're not sure.
Okay.
Sweet's gonna poop on the temple.
Oh no! Now we're gonna die in a sea in a shipwreck.
And then, so you're going to have your parrot poop on her temple and then get into a sailboat and sail back to the water there?
We have to sail with you, Nicole.
All right, where to now?
I think
So
we're going to
we're,
the cache, aren't we?
Canceling the arc
heading
fishing.
to the
We're all
cache
gonna die
then.
now.
And then Salty is just gonna head towards the cache.
I would mention that Salty doesn't have water breathing.
No, we all do.
Salty
Yeah,
doesn't.
Yeah, she does.
He cast it on all of you guys before you went down.
In the morning.
And I cast it again on the boat.
Oh, never
Yeah,
mind.
On the boat.
literally right before you guys got on the boat.
Or when we got on the boat, like as
Yep.
we were traveling on the boat, I did it.
Smart.
I think we're going to the cache now.
All right. Gonna go like just in the middle of the night.
Yeah, middle of the
It's
night
very
is the
easy
best
to
time.
see it in the middle of the night with that bright pink, like basically a laser, like think like the Luxor in Vegas, but more of a bright pink.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So, do we leave the boat out here and go underwater? From here, out in the open? Water, or are you guys wanting to go
That's
explore?
quite a distance to go. That's 3,000 feet.
Well, I'm
I
not
think we-
talking over here. I'm talking about like leave the boat out here and then go. Or are we going to go dock it over here, walk over to the shore, and then go to the water?
Does the boat have an anchor?
Sure.
Okay, well then we could weigh anchor, kind of towards the harbor, and get like, I don't know, 500 feet away.
Yeah, where we don't think that we're not going to be visible from the light coming off the thing.
Yeah.
All right, so you're anchoring kind of nearby-ish. Is that what I'm gathering?
About 500 feet or so, far enough away that hopefully we're very visible.
And you're all diving down.
I think so.
Wow.
I don't
It's
think-
pretty
I don't think
easy to
this is
see.
a good idea, but
Oh, come on, it's not like you're splitting from the party, going into a dark tunnel without dark vision, and locking the
Wait.
door behind yourself when you're low level. That was a bad idea.
Poor Jeremy. He's never gonna escape that.
Look, I'm just gonna say his character had an intelligence of 7, and it makes perfect sense.
True.
All right, I'm
Leo
going to
would
get.
rather wait nearby and just see what happens rather than trying to go steal from it, but probably not. The parties.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see what
Approach,
happens.
and
Something
I'm-
happens.
So yeah, as a player, we'll go with the party.
Oh, this is such a bad idea. Splash.
You're not
I'm gonna
going
go
to
with
use
some
locate
water, and
object
then
while
we'll-
we're out here? See if you see
Do
it.
you want me to? Is it
I
gonna
figured you were
matter?
going.
Okay, here's my question: as a player, if I cast locate object and we don't find the conch within 1,000 feet, we're just gonna sail away, or are you guys still gonna jump down there and try and steal from it?
Well, it could be one of those magic boxes where you can't see stuff. That's
Exactly. You're proving my point. So
I never
what's the
said that I
point
was
in
gonna
casting
steal
the
from
spell
it.
if we're just gonna go do it anyway?
We never said we were going to steal from it.
It's true. We might just have a peek.
All right.
I'm going to get a glass of water, and then we'll resume. Here.
Depends on what we find.
I get the feeling that it won't matter. It won't make a difference to them whether we just look at it or.
Probably not, but maybe.
Hopefully, no one will know. Maybe instead of casting that, then I can use my other second level spell to cast Pass Without a Trace.
That is a good one.
Why underwater archer doesn't come with a +1 to a ability score?
That's a fair point. Gunner does, and it does the same thing, except for guns. Well,
This
it doesn't
wasn't
make them
something.
work.
This wasn't something that was made, though, right? This is something that's written. Or were
What do
these
you mean?
were these nautical feats custom made?
I think those are homebrewy. They're not. They're third party. They're not
Yeah,
directly
we didn't
D&D.
make them, but yeah.
Right. They're third party.
All right, has Leah talked you guys out of it, or are we going down?
No, I was looking at the nautical feats.
Jay is reluctantly conceding.
Oh, I already conceded before I even said anything. Basically what I said was, despite the fact that I'm already conceding, I think this is a terrible idea. But
It's like the classic Star Wars line. I have a bad feeling about this.
that's right, and I do. But that's okay. It'll make for an interesting story. Let's go.
Well, just remember, every time we've already almost died underwater, Leodell's always gotten away.
That's true. And now I have a swim speed equal to my walking speed, so
Yeah,
now
so
I
we
can
we'll just
now I
leave
can make it
Balazar
out
Max
twice as
behind you.
fast.
Oh, I'm faster than Leodell. I'll be fine.
Are you?
I have a 40 swim speed.
Yeah,
And
me
we'll have
too.
to rescue them again, just like we had to rescue Baldur. They took his brain. We got to find it, put it back.
Was he using it?
Ooh, questionable.
You know what they say, you don't have to be faster than the shark, you just have to be faster than the guy next to you who's being dragged down by your pet dragon.
Thomas, I want to make sure
That is the classic saying.
I want to make sure I'm remembering this rule correctly. So for spell scrolls, you can only cast it if it is on your class spell list. Otherwise, you can't read it.
Well, you can read it, but you can't cast it.
I think the rule said unintelligible, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
Does that mean you don't even know what type of spell it is? Or spell
Yeah,
scroll?
I think so. Yeah.
So, anybody, I think, can use one. Oh, no, wait.
Yeah, it definitely has to be on your spell class list to use it.
Yeah,
like
I don't think that's in
yeah,
debate.
it has to
but-
be on your class's spell list, and then you have to make a check to try to use it.
No, and you only have to make a check to try to use it if it's a higher level spell than you can normally cast.
Right.
Correct.
But if it's a spell level you can already cast, then you don't need to make a
Sure,
check.
you're the expert.
I'm 90% sure that that's accurate.
But about being able to identify
remember.
it is, I think, what we're questioning. Do you even know what it is if it's not on your spell list?
I think if you were to use the identify spell on it, you would be able to identify what it is. But if it's not on your spell list, you can't just do
Yeah, I
it
think-
instantly.
But you
The
can't
wording,
read it 'cause it's
wording is
unintelligible.
the scroll is unintelligible if it's not on your spell list.
Okay,
Right,
Right.
and you'd
fair.
have to use identify to find out what it is.
Or,
But if you-
or
hand
give it to someone.
somebody
Yeah.
who is on, it is on their spell list.
Right.
That makes sense.
All right, so down you guys go.
Yeah.
Indubitably.
So unlike the water around Gundabar, this water is not freezing cold. It is just cold, but not so much that you guys are gonna need to worry about it at all. It's just cold. You dive into the water and begin swimming down. It's about 80 feet to the harbor floor.
Oh, not that deep.
Not that deep. It's toward the shallow end of the harbor. You can kind of see on the map there. And oh shit, I gotta get to the right area here. After searching the ocean floor near the deep water beacon, you find an isolated cavern entrance with glowing coral all around it. A few stray coins lie scattered around the entrance, but you can see the coins being slowly dragged towards it by a current, which pulls them into the cave.
And we do not see this box anywhere?
Nope.
Okay. I would be holding on to Max's cloak because I can't see shit down here. But I also don't want to cast dancing lights just yet.
Sure. Yeah, it's totally dark down here except for the immediate vicinity around the deep water beacon itself where there's low light.
Just because I feel like it, I'm gonna cast Detect Portal. Are there any planar portals in the mile?
Yes, there is one planar portal within a mile.
And what's
Distance,
the direction?
the distance and direction. The
There's a dog down
distance
here.
and direction is about 100 feet straight down.
Okay. I would let Balazar know that.
It's the dog portal.
Straight down.
Mm-hmm.
So
Let me rephrase this. If you're standing on the ocean floor, right next to the deep water beacon, you sense the portal, the planar portal, about 100 feet straight down.
Under the ground. Interesting.
That's where the light's coming from.
Yeah.
yeah, I would definitely let Balazar know that.
So is the light coming just out of like a hole?
No, there's no hole. It just seems to be emerging from the ocean floor itself.
Okay.
The cave where the coins are being slowly dragged into by said current is big enough for people, if that wasn't clear.
Okay. I guess we head towards the cave then.
I think so.
Or
And I will cast Mage Armor on myself.
Nice here. Balazar, I don't know why your token has like the huge hit point aura. I don't know if you've noticed that
I have.
relative to everybody else's. It's so weird. Hold on, I'm gonna try something. There we go. Fixed. So weird that it's just a big ass aura.
Also, I should have said that I left Sweets up on the boat.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And he is going to be a lookout. And if he sees anything,
I'll squawk loudly.
he will let me know.
All right. What is the marching order?
I'm not first.
I assume Raylan's first, probably.
sure.
I'm last, due to sheer reluctantness.
I'd probably be right in front of you then, and then Salty in front of me.
I would probably actually be second last because I'm hanging on to your cloak,
Yeah.
following behind you.
Yeah. Also, right when we go into the cave, I'm going to cast Protection from Good and Evil on myself.
Okay. You enter the cave, and you can see these kind of specks of pinkish coral that just kind of give off a little flicker of light.
Same color as the beacon?
Same color as the beacon.
Okay.
And you can feel this current going from the entrance of the cave, fairly strong, pulling into this cave entrance. And it opens up into a small cave, and standing outside the cave are two merfolk armed with tridents. And then you can see another entrance beyond them.
Merfolk, huh?
Hold on.
Salty is just like, why does everyone else have such super cool tridents?
Let me get you guys in here.
No, this isn't Nicole's subtle hints to the DM.
Baltram had a trident.
Well, Baltram's dead.
No, we have to rescue him.
Love you, buddy.
He's just taken prisoner. We just have to rescue him.
They're
Gotta put his brain back.
very clearly hostile. and they lower their tridents, and they tell you to leave Umberly's cache immediately.
Honestly, I'm good with leaving.
We were actually just sent here by other Trident
no.
Hold on, wait a minute. Are you telling me Raylan doesn't want to lie to the guards? That is very clearly not playing in character, Thomas.
You know what? We already tried lying to the bitch priest. I feel like the bitch fishes are gonna see right through us.
I wasn't lying to her at all. She just, they just don't want our help, so I don't know why we're here.
It's not a matter of help to them. They don't see they don't see it as being a problem.
Yeah. I don't know if we want to. I feel like if we kill these guys, we're the bad guys. Just because they have fishtails doesn't mean we can just murder them. We can't dehumanize them that much.
What's Salty doing?
Salty was gonna swim up and ask, how's everything going down here? Everything good?
It was until you arrived. You are not welcome here, and you need to leave.
So we were just talking up with bitch Trident woman. Trident's very much like yours, but like bigger and
this
like
is
a little
really
cooler.
convincing.
Thank you. And and she was talking about this box that you guys got recently. We were just wondering if it's passed through here.
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
I will give you guidance. You get a D4.
Oh.
You get an extra D4.
Yeah, I'm rolling it.
Great last name.
11.
Sure, I know. He says, the Dread High Trident would likely not care what came down here, but we did get a box, yes. Now leave.
Well, I mean, I think you're really underestimating sort of the interest of the Great High Trident bitch lady. Because she, in fact, was just talking to us about it, like, not even 5 minutes ago. All right, maybe like an hour. It took a little while to get here, but 5 minutes from when we got in the boat, approximately.
In that case, I'm sure you'd be willing me to show the gift of Umberly.
Show you the gift of Umberly?
Yes, of course. That would let me know that the Dread High Trident did indeed tell you to come down here and pursue this matter.
Salty's gonna bring out some gold. Say, son of a bitch. 20.
He takes the bag and he dumps it into the current, and it gets washed back into the cave. He says, "The goddess Umberly appreciates your donation. However, that does not show me that the Dread High Trident told you to investigate this matter. If you don't know of the gift of which I speak, then she did not send you down here."
Well, we didn't talk about the gift. We talked about the box. I was being very clear about that.
Well, he turns to the other guy. He goes, "Just let them in. We'll know whether they have the gift or not very quickly."
I don't like the sound of that at all.
After you, Salty.
Balazar is gonna lean over to Leodel and say quietly in Draconic,
"Perhaps you are casting locate object to see if the conch is here, and then we are leaving. Yes."
It sounds like we won't be able to get in to get it either way. So what's the point?
Then we at least know where it is.
Yeah, but we could have done that from the shore. Like, why are we here?
Maybe it's not within 1,000 feet from the shore. You're much closer if it is down here when you're actually down here.
Sure, I'll cast locate object.
I did ask you if you wanted to cast it up there as well.
On the conch. But I'll, like, swim away a little ways and turn around, so I'm not, like, sitting there in front of these guys casting a spell at them.
The conch is indeed within 1,000 feet of you. Does it tell you distance and direction, or just you say it is?
Here, let me. I'll post the spell again.
I think it should be distance and direction.
If it's in motion, you know the direction.
So, the spell can locate a specific object known to you as long as you've seen it up closer than 30 feet, which you haven't. Alternatively, the spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind, which you could do here.
Well, it's a magical conch, so
Right.
if you specify that, it's probably going to
Oh
be the
god,
only
there's
one.
8,000 magical conches down here.
I know, there's so many. It is
Everywhere.
it is approximately 300 feet down. Well, 300 feet distance, partially down, partially to the right.
Okay, so it's in there.
It is. You would guess it's through this cave entrance here, somewhere. Yes, which is right here. That's the entrance right here.
So with
Okay,
that
well.
information, we can leave, decide what we want to do with this, and either find a way to come back, or let whatever has happened gonna happen.
Probably tell the city officials about it.
That's my thought.
Yeah.
Report it back there, and they can make the insane religious people try to do something if they want to. Otherwise, we can just watch and try to help if they need us.
Well, if the Kraken attacks the city, I don't know how much help will be, but
Just jump in the water and fight it. No problem.
that's not
the dragon said not to do that, Brian.
Yeah, he said that was a bad idea.
I'm getting conflicting messages from the DM and from the NPC.
Is there a way to move all the water out of the harbor while leaving the Kraken in?
If you have enough people casting control water all at once, sure.
I'm not even sure if the entire population of Waterdeep would be enough.
We could just get Mr. Torg, and he'll get rid of the ocean.
Right.
So are you guys
Nuke
leaving,
it.
or are you staying?
I'm good to leave. The line of going.
Yep. Okay. Thanks. Bye.
We'll find out if they have the gift of Umberly if they pass inside. Not being concerned leads me to believe that certain death follows if we don't get to go in there.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm taking off.
So you swim back to the surface, where it is decidedly nightfall in the city of Waterdeep. And where to now?
I think it's time to go to sleep.
Yep.
All right. You return to the dock ward, find a nice dockside tavern. When you wake up in the morning, you have your items delivered to you by the Harper's Amazon man.
Harpazon.
Geoff Bezos.
Joffrey Bezos.
Ugh. Ugh.
And I think that's going to be it for tonight. One more session before we hit the big break.
Short session. 2.5
And
hours.
we started a little bit late. And,
Yeah, Nicole.
Actually, we haven't even been recording 2.5 hours.
But also, I think this is the best place to stop too.
Okay.
All right.
I'll trust your judgment this once.
So next session is the plan to go seek out leadership of Waterdeep and like powwow with them, basically.
Yeah, hopefully we can get them to compel that family to tell us what the fuck that conch does.
What's in the fucking box?
And then we can tell them that the conch is.
I want the box.
You guys could have gone down there and gotten it.
No, we couldn't have. It would have been. We would have been the bad guys if we murdered those fish bitches.
No, we wouldn't have.
I mean, I think they would have let you in, maybe.
If only Salty was more persuasive.
I feel like we might have died.
He got us in. You guys were just like, no. By the way,
Not get us
Salty.
in.
You could
they
have
said
gone in
go
if you
in.
wanted.
They did.
You,
The
it's
fact
not
that they
like,
were
it's not
willing to
like
let
you
us
went
in means
in.
we should not have gone in.
They said you can go in. We'll find out if they have the blessings
I
of
was-
Umberly or not.
I was
And
more suspicious when they said we could go in than before.
Fine. Then we go back to Umberly. We steal a blessing. We return. We go in. We steal the box. It's fine.
we don't even know what the blessing is. Like, is it
To be
like
fair, they did say gift, I believe, not blessing.
or
But it's
gift?
gifting. I think they said gift.
We don't know if that's an object. We don't know if that's a magical blessing of some kind. We don't know what that is. We don't know enough.
We can ask that to the big group of higher ups.
And the plot thickens. So
It was
good.
who poofed?
Hi,
Spotify.
music bot.
Okay.
It's so good, guys. It's so good. So much good stuff happening.
Max is kind of happy that we didn't go in there because I didn't really want to, personally.
I feel bad that I didn't describe Salty as well as I should have, but I was really frustrated with my neighbors.
That's
So
understandable.
It's not too
He
late.
also has a large, he has a large tattoo going up his arm of tentacles. As well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Cthulhu.
Notice.
Salty is Kraken.
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu-esque.
Salty is a Kraken in cat form.
Notice. You don't know.
Maybe. Or maybe not. Well, welcome
A
back, Nicole.
crackhead.
Thank you. It is good to be back.
How was your vacation?
It was good. It was really nice to see my family.
Nice. Nice.
They were like, "You live," and I was like,